Hi folks, I have a big surprise news when it comes to the new Lumix S1R2 that will be announced on February 25. I assumed that it would use the same 60 megapixel sensor of the Leica S1rII, which is a Sony sensor. This is because the past year I got rumors in that direction, but then as you know, the Lumix S1R2 launch got delayed for quite a long time, and now we know the reason why this happened. Basically, Panasonic delayed the launch because they decided to use a new sensor on the Panasonic S1R2. So the first big news of today is that the new S1R2 on February 25 will have a new sensor, so not the same Leica S1rII sensor. Panasonic decided to differentiate themselves from Leica. I think it's a good move. This is something that also another source just confirmed today. His name is How to Fly and we are in direct contact, so I trust him. He shares usually 99% of the time correct rumors, and I got similar rumors in the past weeks, but I thought about a new Panasonic sensor, but I thought this sensor would be in use only on the second camera that will be announced in April. No, also the S1R2 will have a new sensor. I don't have the final specs of the sensor, so I don't know how many megapixels it has, but the one thing I know for sure is that the resolution is lower than 60 megapixels. So this is going to be something like a 40-50-ish megapixel camera, and I hope that in the next couple of hours and 1-2 days I will get the final info about the sensor. So if you have info to share, you can contact me here. But I think it's a very intriguing news to know that the Panasonic S1R2 will have a new sensor, and I'm happy that my previous rumors were wrong about the sensors, that being the same of the Leica S1rII. So I was right that the camera was coming on. It's coming on February 25, but I'm glad Panasonic decided to choose for a more bolder new sensor design than reuse the same 60 megapixel sensor that actually is in use also on Sony A7R4 and 5 cameras. So it's not the newest sensor. It's a great sensor, but it's nice that Panasonic wants folk that the S1R2 should be different than the A7R5. It would have been probably not good enough to attract new users for the S1R2, so I'm curious to see how different this camera will be if you compare it with the Sony A7R5. I'm not comparing it with the Leica S1rII because this has another class of pricing and audience, but the direct competition here is the Sony A7R5. Of course, having a lower resolution sensor will put it more in competition with cameras like the probably Canon R5 II, which are selling quite hot. So again, this is all I can say today. I'm also working on the info about the second camera, which should be also a camera with a new sensor. So also in that case, we will get a new Panasonic S full frame camera, L-mount camera with a new different sensor. So quite exciting. This camera will come in April, but I'm happy that the S1R2 launch on February 25 will be more exciting than I thought would be. So again, stay tuned on l-rumors.com if you want to be updated with last minute leaks, info and so forth. And I will keep you up to date on this channel as soon as I have the final info about the S1R2. I will make a new video as up on the fly, so definitely stay tuned, hit the notification button, subscribe so that you don't miss those kind of updates. This is it regarding Lumix. Now I will record another video for the Sony 60mm 1.8G lens, and also an info about Sigma telephoto prime that definitely should come before the CP Plus show. I don't know if it's 800mm 6.3, sounds like this is really coming, and this lens is also coming obviously for Sony A and Leica L-mount. So again, Lumix shooters or Leica shooters and Sigma shooters will definitely be interested also in that news. Folks, that's it for today. See you very soon.